aka Seismic. I'm super excited about the show. Why? Because I have the national sales trainer for IGT, Randy, the Professor Wilson, on the show. You guys, oh my gosh, the energy, the knowledge, the wisdom, the experience. This man's been involved in the telecom industry for quite some time. A wealth of knowledge. I'm super excited. But before we actually do any of that, we're going to play the cool little sting and then we'll bring him on. Stay tuned.
Three, two, one.
Ooh, yes, that's right. Welcome back to Residuals for Life, brought to you by IGT. And that's what we're about. We're about building generational wealth with telecom industry. Well, like I said, we're going to bring in the professor, Randy, the Professor Wilson, the national sales trainer for Residuals for Life by IGT. Yo, 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 what's up, Randy? Welcome to the show.
Mr. Seismic.
Yo, man. Yeah, I actually had to do a couple takes to bring you in because there's so much stuff I can say about you. A lot of edification, a long history of just success and accolades. And but you know what? A lot of people don't really know who the professor is. So if you don't mind sharing a quick history of who you are.
Well, hey, man, first of all, I am honored to be here talking to all the people out there who have an ear for, telecommunications, residual for life, looking out for, technology growth, looking to, associate with these kinds of things, looking towards the future. I think IGT is right on the forefront. We're a premier wholesale telecommunications company looking to help businesses of any size anywhere in the world grow and prepare for the future. So, just want to give you a big shout out for that. Now, listen, guys, my background is pretty simple. Years ago, I was in the telecommunications industry and then, financial services, mortgage and real estate, life insurance. But surprisingly enough, a good friend of
Yep,
ours, so
yep,
fun,
yep.
called me up relatively recently and said, hey, let's you know, partner up with IGT and we can complete the mission, to bring better services, better telecommunications to the marketplace. And it's been a fantastic journey. I've become good friends with the CEO, Mr. Dave Kirby. Of course, you and I have become good friends, teaming up on this journey as
Yep.
well. And all the people that we get to meet with, the providers, the account managers, the customers we get to talk to. It's just been a great experience so far. So that's it in a nutshell, brother. Just happy to be here.
Love it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, your experience and knowledge and bringing to the table. The very first time we actually started doing a podcast, you were one of the guests that I actually interviewed, and you brought David to the podcast, and that's how I got exposed to the whole telecom industry. And when you guys were talking about telecommunications broker, I'm like, at the time, as I'm trying to come up with the next question to interview him about that, I'm like, I have no idea what the heck the telecommunications industry is all about. What is it? Saving people
Yes, sir.
money, lowering people's budgets and cutting their costs down. And I'm like, okay, well, who is this for? Like, what kind of what type of business is it? Enterprise level? Is it B2B, like small to medium sized businesses? And I've learned so much. Can you kind of briefly touch on that and share what exactly does IGT do?
Well, I think the first thing to recognize is a couple things that you said there. What is wholesale telecommunications? And it's so funny because I remember when you did that first podcast, you were asking questions, but then it was more inquisitive. You were kind of like, well, tell me more.
Yeah.
But I think you're right though. Not many people have any idea of what wholesale telecommunications is. Now, we've heard the term, cell phones, phone lines, computer, internet connectivity,
Hmm.
bandwidth. We know all of these kinds of things. But one thing that we don't realize, a lot of people, is that, hey, without telecommunications, there is no business. In 2024, so fun, if you don't have some kind of optimized telecommunications infrastructure
Right.
configured for the most optimum configuration, then you're not in business, you're struggling. And what IGT does is we offer wholesale telecommunication services versus retail. Now, let's face it, man. If you're a business owner out there right now, obviously we want to talk to you, whatever size business, whatever you're doing out there, we want to talk to you and help introduce you to the wholesale side of things. Retail, you know, um, you're talking about, you start a business, you call the guy on the phone, you don't know who that is on the other line. It's the 800 number,
Right.
it's the 800 number. And you say, hey, I need phone, blah, blah, blah. They kind of send you, and then they give you retail pricing. A lot of times, the customer support is kind of general. The retail customer support is kind of general for everybody that's in retail. But, when you get into wholesale, now you're talking about a whole different game. Now you don't have to qualify for wholesale. Okay, there's no qualification. There's not a test you got to take. To get to wholesale.
Yes.
All you have to do is know someone like an IGT consultant,
Mm.
and then we can introduce you as a business to the wholesale carriers. You might be surprised that the carrier that you have right now has a wholesale division that you just haven't been introduced to. But thank goodness we are our broker, Mr. David Kirby. He's got like what 25 years of experience with wholesale telecom. He's got relationships with all the carriers all around the world, by the way. And what Mr. Kirby is able to do with his relationship with all of these carriers out there is provide or offer wholesale pricing. And it's not just pricing, is it? It's wholesale pricing plus optimized services for the customers out there. So um, in one way, we're talking about wholesale pricing and everything, but then in another way, so fun, we're also talking about a huge improvement in customer support, customer service. We actually call it white glove
White
customer
glove.
support.
Right. White
Now,
glove. Wow.
white glove. Now, what do you when you think of white glove?
I mean, what I see white glove, VIP, right? I
V-
mean, it's I don't my first thought was like Michael Jackson, but then I'm like, was it VIP?
yeah,
What's phenomenal is that he's been in the business for 25 years, and he also have like 500 agents like nationwide
nationwide. Yeah, yeah.
that
And
also
we can
so
go anywhere in the world, man. That's the crazy. Some of our
like global.
customers, we're global.
Hmm.
So,
But back to
when
this, back to the white gloves again, the professor.
well, hey, listen, white glove is basically saying, hey, listen, we're going to take our, you know, relationships with these carriers who are all eager. Now, mind you, they're eager to help
Hmm.
us get the client on board, right? And they're willing to do more than the retail side. I'll just put it that way. That these guys, they get on the calls with us on a regular basis to help us learn their latest technologies and what they can offer to the marketplace. We then introduce these carriers to our customers. Okay, and the customers get to have a like a hands-on relationship with the carrier now, as opposed to just calling the 800 number. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's that white glove, man.
That's it.
I have two clients right now that I'm working with,
Hmm.
and these two clients both seem to have the same challenge. And with these two clients, they both complain to me that the provider that they're dealing with, their support is awful. And they've
Oh,
made them all these promises, and now they can't get them to follow through on their promises. Now, mind you, this is the retail side, and we can go down the road on that. But just understand, now on the wholesale side, we've introduced them to new carriers. These carriers are making visits to their location. These carriers now are calling them for demos, Zoom calls, meeting with their tech people,
Hmm.
available for whenever, whatever, to help that client get the kind of service that they truly need for their business. And both these customers that I'm working with are very internet intensive, and it's really crazy to see what they were struggling with and what they couldn't get from the retail side. And once we got the wholesale side in, all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is what we were really looking for.
We cut out, like, if for someone that's out there, right, and they're thinking,
Yeah.
hey, how do I see if I can qualify? How much savings can I get? Like, what's the first step they need to do?
Well, first and foremost, you want to go to IGT's website, igtconsult.com. And then if the next best thing you want to do there, and maybe this competes for which one you want to do first.
Yeah.
You want to oh, you have this thing on the screen here. I'm not sure if that's for customers or for agents.
Oh, that is going to be for agents. Yes, yes, or customers too. You could be an agent or a customer. Or
Either
customers
one. Okay.
qualify for wholesale pricing.
So I
Yes.
I, I think the thing you want to do is you want to reach out and contact myself or Sofan here actually, and contact us and let us uh, discuss what your situation is. What's going to be important is that we learn exactly what your situation is. That's
Hmm.
probably most important. We want to know exactly what your situation is and what you're trying to accomplish. And a conversation with us will help that come out. And then when we go and get a copy of your bill and get a copy of your phone bill and internet bill,
Yes.
and we go back to our team, they can do the best job at finding who or what carrier best suits your situation. So certainly give us a call or get in contact with us. I don't know if you're going to share phone numbers or emails, or what are you going to do on there, or maybe just this
Yeah,
QR code.
scan the QR code. It leads you to a link, and you can get in contact with the professor or myself, and we can definitely, again, to give us a better, like, opportunity to serve you. We just need some financial docs, a monthly statement, so we can compare apples to apples
That's
and
right.
provide you like an optimizational quote. That's what Dave likes to say,
Yeah,
And there's a lot of things that Dave loves to say, and I'll put that clip in there after the show, before the show's out too as well. But we're always looking for anyone that's looking to build residual income. If you just got laid off recently, if you're looking for a new career, something you can work from home, work remotely, and you have access, you have relationships, you have a huge network, and or just, something to just supplement your income on the side. This would be the right channel. There's no license, no quotas, and we're nationwide and global. Is that
that's
right,
right. That's right. Right. Well, you
Manny?
can reach out to us. Anybody that's watching this podcast, whoever you are, wherever you are, uh, get in touch with us so we can work with you.
Awesome. Now, before we cut out, any other final thoughts we missed? We talked about the sweet spot. We talked about how you're the matchmaker, putting, the was you
Ma-
described the
yeah,
matchmaker again.
we match the provider with the companies so that that provider can provide the most optimum resources for that company.
Ooh, I love that. I love that, man. Yeah, definitely. We talk about the future of the telecom industry, what's ahead of us, right?
That's
What's
right.
going on in 2024. Talked about how you can become an agent or a customer, or sometimes both.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, and I think if there was one final thing to talk
Yes,
about, I think it is sort of a combination of everything we've discussed tonight.
right.
The future is here, day by day. Tick tock. Okay, tick tock. The clock is ticking. Okay, and that every single day, every company out there is looking for a way to be better advantage. Trying to keep up. It's trying to remain relevant into the marketplace. there is really no better area of business to pinpoint as to where they can create that advantage than doing an audit on their telecommunications and discovering how they can optimize that resource, that tool. They need to optimize it because telecommunications is the gateway to the future. Without it, you're left behind. So I think that's definitely, if there was one last thing that I want to say, that's it. That's
That's
that's where we, and that goes to businesses or people like, that are looking for a career. Telecommunications ain't going nowhere. It is
not going
probably
anywhere.
the one industry on the planet that is recession proof and ain't going nowhere. Okay, so I think that, hey, when we go to Mars and set up colonies up there, they're going to start with setting up phone lines and internet.
100%. Yeah, it's gonna be wild, and definitely here's your opportunity to grab your market share, get involved. Because again, like the professor said, it's not going anywhere, and residuals for life. It's gonna be for life. And oh, another thing, Randy, before we cut out, you know, if I happen to go somewhere, like I leave this earth, right? When I exit this earth, my residuals can be passed on to my beneficiaries as well, because these companies will continue to pay for their phone and internet bills for life. So
Well,
that's
that's
mind
huge.
blowing.
Now, and think about this. If you save a company 30, 40% or more on their telecom bill, that they've been spending thousands of bucks or even hundreds of bucks, but you save them 30, 40, 50%, white glove customer support, discounted services, or I won't say discounted, but I'll say lower price services. I'll say, all of these different aspects of wholesale telecommunications, optimized services, all these kinds of things. Is that customer going anywhere? That customer is going to be yours for life if you
Yes.
hook them up like that. So that's incredible. That's an incredible mix of components for someone like us looking for a business to get involved in, to partner with, to associate yourself with, or if you're a company and you're looking to make that improvement somewhere in your infrastructure that's going to
hmm
give you the biggest bang for the buck.
Yeah, awesome. Randy, the professor Wilson, thank you so much. National Sales Trainer for IGT. Wow, such an incredible opportunity to kind of share this platform with you and talk to you. I know we'll definitely connect more in the future too as well. And before
Yes.
I cut out, I definitely want to add that you guys, IGT has been around since 1998, and it's a disabled veteran owned business. So I mean, the income is obviously what IGT can bring in. IGT is the income, but the outcome is Life International Children's Foundation. I want to correct myself, and this is what Mr. David Kirby is doing, and so it is an opportunity for you to also give to the nonprofit too as well. So, with that being said, I feel like I'm pretty happy with that thing. How do you feel, the professor?
I think we cover the bases. Of course, we need to get on here again. I'm sure me and you can go down all kind of little
Yeah,
interesting paths there to
yeah,
shine the light on this incredible industry. And Mr. Kirby, I think one of these days the three of us should get on a call, get on a podcast together,
yep, that'd be
and
fun.
along with all the other different carriers that we have. So I'm sure this podcast is going to mean a lot to the industry.
Absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in to Residuals for Life, brought to you by IGT. And check out the stinger. If you want to get in contact with us or Randy, there's the information right here. Please don't hesitate. Reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions, any concerns, and take a look at your monthly statement and give you an optimization quote to see, you know, how we compare. In the meantime, stay blessed and telling gifted. Keep doing it BIGZ. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.